Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're doing a digital artwork. You guys, I have been reading a manga. I think originally it was being published on Twitter, from what I was seeing when I was reading it. It's called Guy She Was Interested In Wasn't a Guy at All. It's another one of those mangas that has like a super long title. I typically don't really read mangas like that. I just feel like the ones that have like super long titles are sort of kind of boring and lame, which is just me having prejudice against manga and anime. But that's a little bit of a long title. But I was actually really enjoying it. I thought it was really good. It's supposed to be just like a slice of life slash GL type thing. So it's good in that sort of way, but what I was really looking at was the art style. I think the art is really good, but the author uses black and white primarily since it is a manga, but they also use this green, this like very like yellowish green, almost like I hate to say like a brat summer green or whatever. It's that shade of green, and I was like, and they use it to like accentuate things. Sometimes they put it in the background, sometimes they put it on things that they want to like put the focus on for the page, and I'm like, that is genius. I love that so much. And I was like, I want to do something like that. And so I was thinking that for the coloring style for the comic that I am planning on making eventually, whenever we get there, I kind of want to add this. I like that green. That green is very nice, right? But I didn't want to use green. I kind of want to use pink. Pink is not my favorite color, but I think pink is very good for like art. I love pink in art. I just think it's great. It's a very aesthetic color, right? And so I was thinking that maybe I could use the white and black and gray tones for manga, but then I could also use pink to like accentuate things. And so this is what this drawing is. This is just a drawing of Nick. For a while, I was like, I'll just draw Kira. And I was like, no, I draw Kira all the time. In comparison to the others in that story, I'm always drawing Kira. And I never draw Nick, even though he is technically the main character. The thing is, you guys, I love a side character. Side characters are my favorite. And so whenever I make a side character, I'm like, oh, I love them, but they can't be the main focus of the story. I don't know why. Kira probably should be the focus of the story, but Nick is the focus of the story. And so I'm like, I have to draw Nick. I never draw Nick. I'm going to draw Nick. So we're drawing Nick today. And so this is just supposed to be like it wasn't originally supposed to be a panel, but it did turn to kind of a panel for the comic. I just wanted to do something where I was going to color in the comic style and just try to use this pink in a way that I thought would look cool and like to incorporate it. So there is technically blood in this drawing, but the blood is that pink color, so it's not like red. So yeah, that's what I was going to use it for. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll also put it in the eyes, because I thought if it was just the blood, it was probably going to be just like, I don't know. I didn't really want it just to be the blood. So I did put a little bit in his eyes. And you know what, guys? I actually kind of like this. I mean, I think his design is off a little bit. He doesn't look exactly like himself. I mean, he has been roughed up in this drawing, so he does look a little bit disheveled, but I feel like the proportions of his face are off. It's a little bit, not wider. What is it? I don't know. He looks younger than he actually is. I guess the face is not too round. I think it might just be too wide. I'm not sure. And I think his eyes might be too low on his face, so it makes him look younger. But it only took me an hour to do this. And so I wasn't really trying to get it done fast. I was just like, I kind of just wanted to draw it. And so I was like, I didn't really want to put too much pressure on myself. So I was like, whatever lines I put down, those are lines I put down. I didn't really spend too much time going over it and erasing, you know what I mean? So whatever line I put down ended up being like the official line or whatever. So it didn't really take me too long. But also I've been trying not to focus on how long it takes me to make art anymore. For a long time, I've been trying to get it done faster and faster and faster, but I think that's sort of kind of sapped all the enjoyment I've had out of the process. So I was sort of kind of taking my time when I was drawing this one, but also I was like not really taking my time at all. I was just like, however long it takes is however long it takes. And honestly, when I was doing it, I was like, this is not taking very long. But like I said, it's sort of kind of ends up being like a comic panel, because I do add some dialogue in there. I don't know exactly. I think what I wanted the vibe to be is like, this is a panel from like the first chapter. This is not an official panel, obviously, because it's just an illustration. But the idea is that this is like at the point where he is fighting off an assassination attempt, and so he's kind of getting his ass kicked here, and that's why he's bleeding all over the place. But the person who is attacking him is like, that's a lovely look in your eye, and it's supposed to be like representing like he has like some will to live. And I think that the way I want to draw his eyes before this point in the story, I kind of want them to sort of kind of be a little bit empty. I really love that sort of thing in storytelling. I was reading Windbreaker, and they do this a lot in Windbreaker, is that whenever a character is like suffering or going through bad times or whatever, their eyes are like very dull. There's no eye shines. It's just like blank pretty much, or it's got like a little bit of a gradient in there to show that the character is like not feeling the joy for life, and then they like learn their lesson and they get reinvigorated and the eye shines come back. And I kind of want that sort of thing for my friend here, for Nick. I kind of want that for him, and so I was just like, I love that sort of thing. I've been reading a lot of manga lately, you guys. For a while I was actually not reading very much. I was mostly just scrolling on Instagram, and I've been kind of trying not to do that so much anymore. And like it, and on YouTube also, because I was watching a YouTube video and they're like, YouTube counts as a social media and you're scrolling on it, and I'm like, fuck, I actually am scrolling on YouTube all the time. And also Tumblr. So I've been trying not to do that so much anymore. I'm trying to focus on not doing that, and I've been having a lot of fun doing more drawings. I'm allowed to read though. I'm not allowed to scroll on social media, but I am allowed to read. So when I'm like, I'm going to scroll, I'm like, I'll just read something. And so I read, and I've been reading a lot more lately, and it's been a lot of fun. If you guys have any manga recommendations, I'm up for anything. What I've discovered lately, I don't think I like sci-fi that much. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I like sci-fi. But then I sit and I think, I'm like, I don't think I like sci-fi really at all. I don't know why. I just don't, maybe I don't like aliens or space. But I feel like I do like aliens, but I think I only like aliens when they're on the Earth. I don't think I like them so much when they're up in space. But there's some things I like, but also not really. But yeah, just focusing on the drawing though. I ended up putting this whole entire layer of gray over the top of it. It's a multiply layer of the color gray, because I kind of wanted him to have this entire shadow over his face. And I was like, do I want the background to be gray too? And I was like, no. So I ended up whiting out the entire background. I thought about erasing it, but I was like, it would actually be faster if I just whited it out and put the layer over top of it. And it was a lot faster than if I erased the whole thing, you guys. And then I put the shadow across his face, just so that way you can really see that he's like sort of kind of angry at this point in time, which I would be angry too if someone was trying to kill me and I was having to fight for my life. So yeah, and then after that I add this the speech bubble, because someone else is talking. They're looking at him, and so the speech bubble is not coming from his mouth because he's not speaking. And you guys, it took me forever to do the speech bubble again. I don't know what it is with speech bubbles and me, but we obviously do not mix. I had to draw it like 4 times, and I was like, why am I struggling so hard to draw this speech bubble? But eventually I got it, and I was able to add the text in there, and it just says that what a lovely look you have in your eyes. So thank you guys so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye.